Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, a UK court has sentenced two dual Chinese British nationals to prison after convicting them of spying on prominent pro-democracy Hong Kong dissidents living in the United Kingdom. Chi Leung Peter Y, a 41-year-old former UK Border Force officer, was sentenced to 10 years in prison, while 66-year-old Chungbu Bill Yuwin received an 8-year sentence. The two men are believed to be the first people ever convicted of spying for China in Britain. Prosecutors revealed that Y had abused his position within the border force to search internal government databases for information on their targets. The investigation also connected the pair to a failed attempt in May 2024 to abduct a former Hong Kong resident from her apartment in West Yorkshire. The defendants had denied the surveillance charges. Meanwhile, the Chinese embassy in London criticized the prosecution, labeling the case as a politically motivated abuse of the law. British counter-terrorism police described the men's surveillance and intimidation activities as deeply chilling, emphasizing that foreign states are increasingly targeting dissidents seeking legal protection in the UK. According to NBC News, Elon Musk's rocket company, SpaceX, made a historic debut on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange on Friday. The company's stock, trading under the ticker symbol SPCX, surged as much as 30% before closing up 19% at $160.95. This landmark initial public offering raised an unprecedented $75 billion, briefly pushing SpaceX's market valuation over $2.25 trillion and making Musk the world's first trillionaire. The mega IPO was seen as a key indicator of market appetite for high-tech and artificial intelligence ventures, especially following SpaceX's acquisition of Musk's XAI startup earlier this year. While lead underwriters like Goldman Sachs celebrated the capital market's willingness to fund space and AI infrastructure, some skeptics remain. Analysts at Morningstar argued the company is overvalued given its lack of profitability and $19 billion in revenue last year. However, SpaceX Chief Operating Officer Gwynne Shotwell dismissed these concerns, emphasizing that the company is focused on long-term, futuristic goals rather than quarterly earnings. In an effort to democratize the offering, SpaceX designated 30% of its IPO shares for everyday retail investors. According to a report by Lianhe Zhaobao, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius announced on Thursday, June 18th, that Berlin is deploying 2 warships to the Red Sea in preparation for a potential minesweeping mission in the Strait of Hormuz. The deployed vessels include the minesweeper Fulda and the replenishment ship Mosul, which are currently transiting the Suez Canal. In addition to the warships, Germany plans to send underwater drones, specialized minesweeping divers, and ship escorts to support the operation. However, Minister Pistorius emphasized that Germany will not initiate any minesweeping activities without prior approval from Iran and Oman. The timeline for the mission also depends heavily on the progress of ongoing negotiations between the United States and Iran. While the United Kingdom and France have been actively promoting a multinational naval initiative in the region, Iran has firmly expressed its opposition to any foreign military presence in the Strait of Hormuz, indicating it may seek to impose transit fees on vessels passing through the strategic waterway. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Australian scientists have revealed that a highly pathogenic H5 strain of avian influenza has devastated the southern elephant seal breeding population on sub-Antarctic volcanic islands, resulting in the deaths of over 13,000 pups. Researchers conducting ground and aerial surveys between October last year and January this year found seal carcasses scattered across the remote, uninhabited Heard Island and McDonald Islands, located about 4,000 kilometers southwest of mainland Australia. Genetic testing confirmed that the highly contagious virus caused the mass die-off of the seals as well as penguins and other seabirds. This marks the first time the virus has been detected in Australian overseas territories. The impact of the outbreak has been catastrophic for elephant seal pups, with the mortality rate reaching as high as 97% in some breeding colonies. Scientists suspect that the virus was introduced last August by infected migratory wildlife arriving from the Crozet Islands. According to Al Jazeera, Israeli air attacks on southern Lebanon have killed at least 3 people. The strikes occurred just one day after the United States and Iran signed an interim agreement calling for a ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. Lebanese state media reported that an Israeli drone strike near Kfar Tebnit killed 2 individuals, while another strike in Zabadan killed 1 person. The continued military action comes as Israel faces significant international pressure to halt operations and withdraw its occupying forces from Lebanon. However, the Israeli military has released a map detailing a yellow line buffer zone that extends approximately 10 kilometers into southern Lebanon's land and maritime territory, potentially violating the 2022 Maritime Border Agreement and threatening Lebanon's Kawana gas project. Domestically, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is under pressure from members of his ruling Likud party to reject U.S. ceasefire demands and continue striking Lebanon. Meanwhile, Hezbollah feels empowered by the U.S.-Iran deal, refusing disarmament and launching retaliatory attacks against Israeli forces inside southern Lebanon. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.